Talking freedom in nature and art.
Yes, good morning and welcome everyone. We are excited for our conversation today. And guess who's the guests today? Tammy and I, we are each other's guests. And this is so
We
exciting.
are.
And Tammy, you always have amazing announcements or reminders. We can go to that or just delve into what we're going to do. I follow your
Well, I
lead.
wanted to say thanks for everyone that's watching, everyone that posts. Make sure you check out our website, which has our amazing affiliates and partners on there. So check them out. Check out for our different retreats, our courses, our membership course. We have so many different things we're always working on, and I am working on some other things as well as Lori. So we always are doing something creative to help others, right, Lori?
Yes, and shout out for Hannah Denny, because she submitted questions after we posted our questions, our post yesterday inquiring for you to ask us questions. And who else posted, Tammy? Um,
Meridian.
Meridian, welcome to the group. And I am so happy you engaged and posted questions. And that is what we want. We want our group and our community to be active. Tammy and I are very excited about what we're creating and doing together. It is so fun for us to have met and for us to decide to join ventures. And I just love the fact that Tammy has a plethora of experience, knowledge, mentoring, ministering in her abilities and capabilities as an artist, as an image consultant, and also as a coach, a life coach, leadership coach. And I am so honored and humbled that we work together in all these projects, like she said, and we have great things in store for you, our audience and followers.
So, oh, thanks, Lori. You are so, so sweet. And it's my honor to have you. I mean, what people don't realize is how much experience you have as well. We both are older than people think we are.
That's a
But
good
we
thing.
have, which is a good thing, right? But well, what the
Welcome,
other thing is
everyone.
we have so much experience. We weren't those people. I've never been the person that just sits on the sideline. I'm the one that I want to be active. I want to help others. I have been volunteering since since I was 12 or 14, would go and help people, help classes and classrooms and things. So I've always done like two or three things at once. You know, you hear about these people working 80 hours a week. That was me. I've always been that person trying different things. I might work part-time here, part-time there, but it also gave me experiences. So that's how you learn. It's like somebody, when you stop learning, that's when you start dying. And I know, Lori, you have so much knowledge and you've gone through so many experiences and you are such an amazing coach. And I just love having you, of course, as a partner here. So,
Wonderful, Tammy. So let's start with you. How about that? Let's start with you. Like we said, we're each other's guests, and I have some awesome questions for you. Like I said, you're have a lot of experience. So and like you like to ask our guests, how did this journey start? Um, and I know you have a very well explanation of your story in your book, and I love it. And maybe you can summarize the book, sharing your journey. Um, how did everything start? You have an amazing story.
so that's a loaded question,
We have
huh?
like 3 hours. No, no worries. No, no.
So from if we go from my book, because I'll kind of generalize it. So I grew up on in a small on farms, small town. My grandparents both had ranches and stuff, but and we moved around a little bit, but I will start with where I got married and we moved down to Eugene Springfield area in the Willamette Valley. And down there, it was to start a family. And my start when I started really appreciating stuff was I was trying to make extra Christmas money. We had two little girls, ages 3 and 2, I think, at the time. And one night I was I was waitressing because I thought, oh, this is great. If anybody's ever waitress, it's hard work, but it's fast, easy, fast money when you give good service, you know. And I was somebody. So the week before the one event happened, I was actually carrying a food trays and tripped and fell and dislocated my knee. My knee was moving back and forth toward
Ah,
ligaments and stuff.
that's
And
horrible.
then 2 weeks later, because I just wrapped it up, brace, whatever, you know. Then 2 weeks later, somebody came into the restaurant and asked for the management. So I go downstairs, walking across the concrete floor, and I slip and fall. And I wake up with my head just pounding and it's my hair's all wet and stuff. And I couldn't remember people's names, um, which was scary, and I was like, I don't think I can finish working tonight because you knew something was wrong. And fast forward, after 5 doctors said, oh, there's nothing wrong. They wouldn't even look at my knee. They wouldn't look at my head. I was pounding headaches that never stopped. And I couldn't remember people's names even close to me. Um, I went to a chiropractor who actually got me into a knee surgeon. And then I went to my gynecologist appointment who actually got me into a neurologist. And in this meantime, I had to have a lawyer who luckily one of my good friends worked for a lawyer. And they had to take over the case because it was arguments between workman's comp and Blue Cross. And people don't know that stress is so hard to go through. And deal, and especially when you're sick and you're trying to take care of 2 little girls at the same time, you
Mm.
know, 2 and 3, that's babies, toddlers.
Definitely intense, Tammy, definitely. And for you to deal with all the emotional repercussions and everything and law, oh my goodness, that's a lot.
So, and then, it was like in 6 months' time was over 76 doctor's visits, not counting your MR, your physical therapy. That was 3 times a week. And then I get diagnosed and told, well, you have all this nerve damage. You'll probably never be able to do art again. I got told I had fibromyalgia, but we're talking major, all these specialty doctors, 5 different ones. And I was having MRIs done, which today I've had over 48 MRIs. But they told me I had the brain tumors and stuff. And it really didn't hit that hard until I was told, like we were talking yesterday, when I was told I couldn't get life insurance.
Mm.
And I'm like, why? What are you talking about? And he's like, well, might not wake up tomorrow.
Oh my goodness.
And at first you're just kind of in shock, and then you start thinking about it. And then I was like, you have no control over my life. Only God does.
Mm.
Only God knows when my time is my time. And so my favorite quote has always been, um, with God, all things are possible. And
Wonderful.
so I have always looked at life that way since. And as life is very precious and we only have one life to live, so we might as well enjoy our lives.
I'm sure before that, many times you had the opportunity to awaken that warrior spirit, but at that moment, I can totally see how your warrior spirit was like shaken, and you were like, "No, you're not gonna tell me what my destiny is." It's just interesting how sometimes in these fields people tend to play God's role, and it's okay. I think they rely a lot on their book knowledge, etc., and experiences, but sometimes life has something more for us. That's amazing. So you said that you're not going to be able to do art anymore, is what someone told you.
Yeah,
What art were you
several
doing?
doctors, because I had at that time I have sold art since I was 14. And so I do a couple pieces all the time. I do etchings on the side or huge murals for people for like even skate plazas or gyms. They'd ask me if I would do something for them. So I was always getting paid several times a year, or I trade art for art lessons or dance lessons or different things. So I've been doing art forever. So when they told me that because of the nerve damage in both sides of my arms, but luckily I use both hands for carving and sculpting and painting. So that has helped, it's like, nope, I can do it. When we have that attitude, you can either go into the victim attitude where,
Mhm.
nope, I can't do anything and just let yourself die. Or
Yeah.
you go into, no, I'm going to do it. And it doesn't mean it's easy. It is not easy. There's times you have to bring yourself up out of those, what you call it, pits, or because you always have somebody's the same negative things. And I guess that is one of the reasons why I've always tried to speak the truth or inspire. I was listening to Toby Mac this morning, and he was singing the song "Speak the Truth." And we can either, with our words, hurt somebody, and it may not even be intentional, or we can inspire somebody and encourage them. And after going through, it's like I've had people say very hurtful things to me, but at the same time, it's made me to realize I don't want to be that person. I want to be the person that encourages somebody to go on, to really live.
Wonderful. I just want to start singing this song because if it's the same song I'm thinking of is
Speak
Speak
life.
Life, Speak Life. So that is so true. So how did what can you tell our audience, like, was that motivated you to rise to the occasion, to just defy those predictions they were telling you?
Um, God, actually, I mean, going in and working because at that, I've always worked with youth. And so at that time, I actually had 67 kids that I was ministering to at a church, ministering to my girls. And it's like looking at those little faces, it's like, no, I need to live for my girls. I need to do, it's like you look at the things in life, it's like you have to be there for others and give them a reason to live. You can, it's like, yeah, you have your faith, but, at the same time, it's like, okay, what do I want? Because it is hard. It's not that easy.
Totally, totally. And so this basically answers Hannah's question, which was my question is, what do you do when life brings you to your knees, which you rely on God? How do you get back and continue your journey to your purpose? So that's God is your answer. Like that's how you
That's
can
my answer. And then as you know, when I'm having stressful days or because not every day is perfect. Or, it's like you might have the whole day might be great except for 1 hour. I go on a walk. I go
Yeah,
in nature and I talk to God.
I
Um,
love that answer, like redirecting and stepping away a little bit from those things to reset your mind for
it
clarity.
does because as you know, it's like when we went on those hikes when you're up here. When you're out there and you're seeing just the beauty around us, which is all free gifts that has been created for us, all the trees, the lakes, the rivers, the streams, and you listen to the sounds or you see the deer or moose, right? Or the
Mm.
birds. I mean, it just takes your mind away to you realize the beauty around you because sometimes we're so stressed out. Now, what was interesting is I was telling you is like I was looking at my memories, and 9 years ago I was in New York City,
Tell
and
us why were you in New York
which
City
I
nine
was
years ago?
training with Stacy London from What Not to Wear, because that's
Mm.
what my specialty is in my degree is all in fashion and design and style and what to wear, what not to wear, colors, that kind of stuff. But being in the city, that stressed me out because to me it's just like all concrete, in the building. I think they might have had a silk plant, and I was staying at the W at that time, which is a nice place, but it's not the same as all the nature.
Wonderful. If there's someone, ladies and gentlemen, that harnesses strength from nature is Tammy. She said God. So nature is God's manifestations. He's the master artist, and he's the one that just creates those beautiful scenes where Tammy took me, those beautiful places, lakes, mountains, I mean, beautiful hikes that we went to. And I am excited about nature too. I am excited about getting out there, breathing fresh air and the sun and feeling, oh my goodness, the breeze in my face. But it's just so interesting to see Tammy just change her mood or just live her morning prepping for these adventures and outings, and it's the excitement. I you're gonna see me saying this again and again in previous episodes and things like that, because it's just fascinating to witness and to observe. So definitely that answers Hannah's question. Thank you very much. And then what are you about now? Currently, I mean, I know you've done ministry with the youth, ministering even with couples, done art since you were 14 and sold your art. So I want to know, what are you about now? We are doing a lot of things together, and we're going to go into that a little bit later after we interview each other. But there's still people that could, right, ask you to help them in your specific field and expertise. And there's people that might ask for my field and expertise. So what is your expertise and what are you about right now?
So right now, I mean, I still dabble, of course, in my style and image consulting when if somebody asks, I'll color drape or whatever.
Yes.
But that's not my focus. And I still do my 3D wall sculptures behind me, which is
Mm.
not as often as it used to be. But now my focus is on us, on helping others. My mission is to help inspire others to see the outdoors, to see
Yes.
what nature has provided them, and whether it's using art or nature, and we should say the arts, because music, there's dance, there's so many different types of arts that can help relieve stress and anxiety and help with your pain management. It's like, to this day, I mean, I've had headaches nonstop for, we'll just say, but I am. But I have always used art and nature as my pain management, and I want to share that with others. And that's why we've designed courses to help guide people. That's why we post all the stuff. And that's the reason why we've designed retreats, because to me, the best way to your best example, your best training is to live it, is to come out and come on a connection venture or meet up on a tropical island, and learn those little techniques that, a lot of times it's those little things that we take for granted, that other people don't know. And, but when you spend that time out in nature, there's just something about it, and it's inspiring and it's contagious. It's like, I loved it when Lori was here. I mean, picking huckleberries, right, Lori?
That was amazing. Yes.
Which was awesome, because luckily we had I have a light variety in our area, and just spending the time together. That's where you in with Lori or with our grandkids or our kids or other friends. Whenever I go and spend a walk or a venture or a day, that's you just get to know each other more. You grow closer. There's just something about it. And yeah, you might be exhausted at the end of the day, but at the same time, it's giving you that extra energy. You know what I mean? It's, where if you go to Disneyland or Disney World, that's fun, but it's more about all the theme rides, and you can have a great time. But if you want to get some relaxation, really away from the stress and anxiety, because those places can add stress, to be honest, when you have to wait in line for an hour, go out in nature. It's free. Aren't having to spend hundreds of dollars a day to be there. And if we can help you on our ventures, yeah, we do charge for it. And I'm not going to apologize that it's our experiences, it's our time, and time is so precious. But if we can help you, then that one time can help you in how many days feel great and awesome.
That's wonderful. And that is just very beautifully described, very concise. That's what you want to do right now. with me, this joint venture, is to provide these experiences because we're all about that. We're all about discovering, experiencing, and transforming. And you said it when you said that an amusement park might provide XYZ to you and your life and your family, right? And those things, you need to define them. At the same time, it comes with a price that's monetary and also emotional because there's a lot of fun and entertainment. But I promise you guys, like when you go outside, even let's not even think of an amusement park. Let's think of family vacation. People are just having a hard time discussing what to do, where to do. People even in the hotel rooms or in the condos sometimes have a hard time deciding and getting off of the screens to finally decide and do something. There's a lot of decision making to do and it annoys people. I mean, this is what I hear down the grapevine that people struggle with. So more than traveling, more than just traveling to a beautiful destination and going out, um, we provide a beautiful destination in nature with personal development. And that's where we marry our passions, like Tammy's love for art and nature and appreciating those things and life in that way, but also the personal development part that kind of is my passion,
Yours.
and yeah, and Tammy's too, and the same as like equally. I love nature, but then that's like the big thing for Tammy. She loves personal development, but that's like the big thing for me. That maybe is answering the question that how and where do you know each other, and how did you two started working together? So, Tammy, do you want to say a little bit the opportunity we had to meet through one common contact and how everything started from there?
Yeah, and then we're gonna start interviewing you. But I was gonna add to this, because you know me, my scroll moments here. But I have a friend that her and her husband would go to their home on a beautiful island, and I've known other people that do this. Like you said, go to a beautiful place and they sit in the condo or they sit in the house or they might go for a drive, but they never go get out to go swimming or snorkeling or to experience anything or even on a nature walk or walk through the little village or whatever. And when you don't do those experiences, you're missing out on so much. So anyway, the reason this is how Lori and I met is I actually got asked to be in a magazine, and so did Lori. And so we were both on the front cover of this magazine, and got asked to come on the show to be a guest. And then after that, she asked if I would be a co-host. And she also asked Lori to be a co-host. And that is how we met.
Yeah, it all started also, we signed up for this summit. It was a virtual summit. And
Yes.
then it had the magazine option and opportunity. And then it went on and like a snowball, it rolled on to having us be a part of this show, a talk show too. There were three of us at the end. Individually, the Tammy was thinking I need to step down from this project, and I was thinking I needed to step down from the project too for various reasons. And then we took a break. We went away from each other, etc. And then we were checking on each other because a friendship started and our
Well, and
values
we knew
aligned.
we were going to work together.
Our
It was,
values align and it was so fun. Yes, definitely. We are like, maybe down the road, but I need a break from this. It was a very intense situation. And we say this also because we have entrepreneurs here, we have business owners here, and it is important for you to know and to make very cautious decisions when you're going to work with somebody. That is what we learned, right? From that
yes,
experience.
what we learned is you have to have the same values and same integrity. And sometimes people will say they have those values, but 6 months down the road, you find out they really don't.
Right.
So you have to watch for those red flags. When somebody's sitting there saying, "Oh, I'm going to do this and this and this," but the last, say, 5 years, they haven't done what they said they were going to do, don't count on them to change. I mean, people don't just change. It kind of usually tells. I mean, unless it's a God thing, they usually don't change. So so you always look back even. I know it's like I have people that go through my Facebook that have gone back 10 years and to check me out. So it's like, and this is for those who have Facebook or trying to start your brand. Do you have stuff on your Facebook that you need to get rid of? Is it saying something bad or is it saying something good? Are you showing that you're opinionated? Are you showing you're negative? Are you showing that you're always fighting or harassing other people? Don't be what do they call it? The Karens of the world.
Yeah, I guess.
But you have to be careful of what you say and do. Doesn't mean you don't speak the truth, but learn to do it in kind ways. And sometimes it's better to say nothing at all. But back to it, to the point was if somebody's values and integrity don't align with yours, then they're probably not the best partner.
Yeah.
Or you work together in a different fashion, but not as a partnership.
And it matters a lot. It matters a lot. So we took a break and then we decided to start this. And it's been 2 years, which is so exciting to say. It's been a little bit over 2 years now that we started our Tuesday talks in this group, Power of Art and Nature. And so we're excited to work together with all the projects like coaching, the signature adventure retreats, and also the connection retreats. Signature adventure retreats are the ones that are all inclusive in beautiful destinations that are in the Caribbean for right now. To answer the question, to hear about, somebody wanted to know about upcoming retreats. And we encourage everybody to look and dig deeper to find the virtual ones. We always advertise and market when our virtual retreats, and also where our in-person one-day retreats, face-to-face retreats. So it is very important for us to keep you informed, and also for us to let you know that the one coming up is in February, no, January.
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 It's gonna be the virtual one they'll be in January. We just have been swamped, to be honest.
Yeah.
So we skipped the virtual retreat for this month that we normally have, so it'll be in January.
But also a parent teen retreat will happen in January, and also some other ones coming up. And we will let you know. We will promote in the group. So keep your eyes out for that. So
And they
that's
can sign up for the signature retreat or the connection retreats. Those are some of them are already scheduled, so you're welcome to go there and sign up. But Lori, I think it's time to start asking you some questions.
go for it. Go for it. I'm ready.
All right. So I think our guests need to know a little about you, your story,
Yeah.
how you
So
got started.
yeah, I'm a Puerto Rican born. Love my island, love my culture. I love, like a little mermaid. I love the ocean, and I enjoy just the sun and everything. And from a household where it was an amazing house, I'm the youngest of four siblings. There were many lessons I learned from observing my mother struggle and then be the main provider. She was a single mom, or divorce because of divorce. And then my grandma lived with us, very traditional, very typical in Puerto Rico or other Latin countries. And I'm seeing that more and more in the United States as well. But grandma lived with us, and I always say grandma was my first coach. Her wisdom, she was all the academic education she accomplished was third grade, but her knowledge and her wisdom of life and just her intuition, etc. She was always telling us, and some people would say, oh, lecturing, but hey, I love those lectures. I was thirsty for her wisdom, and that's where I came from. And then from there, I always was interested in human behavior and choices they made, and how the consequences of those choices affected not only them as the people making the choices, but also the people very close to them, in proximity to them, loved ones, etc. And then from there, I kept growing up. My biggest dream was to become a stay-at-home mom, a mom to a bunch of kids. At the time, I didn't even know how many I was going to have. All I knew is just like I was open for
Which you
that.
succeeded with that one, definitely.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. Like I live to feel this fulfillment and joy because that was my first dream. Many of you know that I've been married for over 30 years, and I have God blessed us with 8 children. So that was my priority and pride and joy. When baby number 8 went to school, kindergarten, I was like, what am I gonna do at home all day? Like my identity was so cemented on being a mom that I kind of wanted to reinvent myself or do something else to contribute with society and my community. And that's when I did the studies and everything to become a life coach and a clinical hypnosis practitioner. And combining those methodologies, I've been able to help clients move past their blockages, limiting beliefs, so that they can live the life they want by design. So that's me in a nutshell.
And I know, but it's like, when did you start volunteering and helping youth,
Oh my
and
goodness.
why?
So, like I said, and like we said in the post, maybe let's just keep it at more than 50 years combined, because maybe it's like more than 60 years combined. But I mean, yeah. So I think I was 18 when in church, in my church congregation, I started teaching Sunday school for children. When I was newlywed, maybe with one baby, when my husband and I were basically in charge of the youth program in our district, in our church. I mean, very young, like from 18 years old. So the passion and love I have right now, I'm in charge of my church congregation primary program or children's program, Tammy, that I have for 2 years now. I'm telling you, hey, this is summer camp season. So I'm busy preparing and organizing those things that I have chaperone youth group tours and trips, etc. So, oh my goodness, having all the children that I've had, being so involved, like Tammy, you've had 2 daughters, but you've also been experienced and exposed to ministering to the youth, is what drives me to want to help parents and teens connect. Many people say, I don't speak teenager. I wish I could speak teenager, kind of thing, right? More than their slang and things like that is, I know that what their parents are saying is that I wish I could understand and connect and bond with my child better. And that's my passion right now. And that's how long, because of my experience that I've had as a parent, learning from some mistakes I've made, and hindsight is 2020, but also as a parent that want to help other parents avoid those mistakes and get to connect and bond with their youth at a deeper level.
So yeah, it's awesome. I love working with youth. Like like I was telling, I've worked with youth for years, and I love working with teenagers. And even when I was substituting teaching, what's funny is when I worked with youth group, I worked with high schoolers. Which I love. I love speaking to teenager.
Yeah.
Um, but when I was teaching subbing, I liked working with the junior high. I know that sounds weird, uh, but
No, it's great.
no, there was just something about it, because you're helping them, and you're actually helping them connect with into the right direction in a positive way, to keep them, it's like you never want to see them get into drugs or with the wrong crowd. You want them to grow up to be wonderful citizens, wonderful people. So I have always found working with youth very rewarding. But the thing is, I still work with some of these. Once you are a mentor, even if they're a youth, you become their mentor for life. Because they're
Yeah.
the one, they'll reach out and it's like, hey, can I talk? Can we go to lunch? Different things. But I actually love it. I love working with youth. And that was one of the things, that we have connected on. Because we both have had so many years of experience working with the youth.
So when you invited me to jump in your bandwagon of nature and personal development in that area, I'm like, yes, I'm in, because what we want to do is um, help entrepreneurs, people in our audience, those warriors, and I also call them survivors, right? That are blocked in their mind because of a lot of hidden grief. And those are the clients I'd love to help. And I'm sure you, Tammy, in church and things like that, those are the people you like to help. Like, okay, so how can we get you from point A to point B? Um, Getting rid of all the baggage we carry from the past and all the inhibitions, etc. But also, I have been able to coach parents to get along better with their teens. And oh my goodness, I am so passionate about that because I have seen how parents learn how to rid off of those things from their past, that baggage, and those lenses that kind of tamper the clear view of what is it that their teenage is going through, and also how times have changed. Tammy, time has changed from when you were young and a teenager to now. The teenagers
Oh,
now are struggling and facing some things that never in my life, right?
well,
As a
and like you
teenager.
said, you learn so much from teenagers. I mean, they're the ones that got me into doing Facebook years ago and Instagram and on all the social media sites and how to do it and, the wrongs and rights of stuff. So actually I learn from my grandkids. I learn from other teenagers. You always learn from different people. And even if you're a coach, and you're supposed to be the one that's teaching, you
Yeah.
still learn.
Yeah,
And
if we're open to it, if we're humble enough to say, wait, I need to pay attention, I need to ask the right questions, and I need to listen to them. I mean, my 15-year-old tells me, Mom, you need to practice not responding so fast more. And I'm, oh my goodness, you're right. This is what
but
I
at the
teach.
same time, you're the authority because there's a lot of things as a teenager you think you know that
Yeah.
you really don't know
Mhm.
about life, you know. So it's learning that balance.
Right. And the give and take and what I call the pitch and catch and the voice method that I have created proprietary methodology for both parties, parents and teenagers to understand that each of their voices are important as long as they respect certain boundaries that go with expressing themselves and for each of them to become vulnerable at certain times, and for the other party, right, the other person to receive it with respect and with non-judgment. So those are the things that we want to share in a parent-teen connection retreat. And then many other things that Tammy has designed for the adventures, the signature adventures and the connection retreats. So we are just very excited to either in the way of retreats or in the way of the coaching program to offer you this knowledge for you to step forward into your greatness. And also, what we have going on with one of our coaching programs, right, Tammy, is that when you invest in the coaching program, you are entitled to one of the connection retreats. So, I mean, there's a lot of perks, there's a lot of bonuses that we've added to our programs, and it's just worth it for you to check it out.
Oh, it is. I mean, they're getting more, so much more. And I always downplay stuff. It's like I'll say you're getting this, but we always add more because I'd rather over deliver than under deliver.
Yes, we like to underpromise to overdeliver. So, but no, I mean, what I love about this is Tammy and myself. We have so many years, and we need to like help each other. Like, Lori, do you realize what you've done or what you've created here? And I'm like, Tammy, do you know the value you add to the audience? And he's like, we need to help each other remember like our greatness. And we don't say this because we're better than or whatever. It's just our passion and our love that we have to share our expertise, our experiences, our knowledge, and it can save you time, even years on overcoming some struggles and blockages you may be facing right now.
Well, that's
So,
why you and I have we've both have coaches and mentors. Well, luckily we've had the same ones. Um, but that is to help us get through because sometimes it might be one little thing. It's kind of like when I look at somebody's page for branding purposes, it's like, oh, you need to change this and this and this. It's sometimes the eyes from the outside can see something that we can't see. It's kind of like when I do style and image consulting, if somebody's, I can tell a person what to wear, what not to wear to look their best. But if somebody just comes up and says, "Hey, what do you think?" I'm not going to tell you until you pay me. And the reason why is because I learned the hard way. When I would tell somebody, well, if you just change this, they wouldn't listen or they'd be mad at me. But when they paid me, they listened and were happy with me. And the same goes for even coloring walls, decorating, or for coaching. We throw out a lot of nuggets all the time, and we are not afraid to answer any question. Um, but we find that, and every coach will tell you this, unless you pay some money. I think it was Richard Harrington who said this. I was in back room with him when I was at one of the events, and somebody's like, "Well, will you coach me for free?" And he's like, "No." And at the table was, I think John Lee might have been there. I don't think Kevin Harrington was there at that time, but all of them said no, not unless you pay us. You have to pay something, because we find that whenever we do something for total free, people don't pay attention as much, or they don't go, they drop off, or they don't show up for meetings. Which is interesting, unless somebody's been through the whole program and understands the value. And a lot of times we think we know the value, but until we've been there. So,
Yeah, so here's the thing, Tammy. What is it that our programs offer? And this is the way I put it. Let me ask you, like, what is it this is my question that I ask. What keeps you awake at night? Like, what keeps you awake at night? Okay, so for example, in terms of parent-teen connection, you go to sleep at night and you are tossing and turning because it's like, I cannot get through to my child, my teenager's not respecting my voice. We can't seem to communicate with each other. Oh, my child is spending a lot of time on the screens. Those are the things that help you understand that there's an issue, and it will be so great for you to give yourself the opportunity to consider one of our retreats for parenting connection, because from screen detox and digital detox, it's a great experience that we're going to offer. From learning how to respect each other, communicate each other, be vulnerable with each other is something that we're going to offer. From learning to understand and to have great, meaningful time, even with on screens, because sometimes we vilify screens and it's horrible. And we can show you how to leverage screen time, because there's some amazing activities you can even do online and on the screen together as a family. And that is helping you as a parent understand that, yes, children are having a lot of fun on the screens, but definitely we're also going to share with you ways that you can also have fun and set boundaries, digital boundaries, so you can enjoy time outdoors in nature and fun activities and face to face, having conversations face to face, just because. Another thing.
and I love that, Lori, because a lot of times people vilify screen time, but
Yeah.
you have to look at sometimes the positive things.
Mhm.
It's all how you're looking at the picture. If you go on there because you're wanting to you need some inspiration or somebody to encourage you, you want to see something positive, then you look for that on your quotes and you block the other stuff out. Block out the news, don't spend your time sitting there watching the news. Especially, so you can get the news probably within an hour. But don't always believe everything. I'm going to throw this out, Lori. When I was working with the police department, I was in charge of the children's block home program, which was a huge, but at the same time, we had caught a child rapist in the area. And so the police department asked if I would speak for the department on the news. I'm like, why don't you guys want to? You guys are bigger and know more than I do about this, right? And the news media came into the office, and I had my staff around me and asked me questions, and I gave them answers. When we watched it later, was supposed to be live, They had cut and taken answers from other questions and switched them. I
Mhm.
was so shocked. And that was 25 years ago. Um, how easy they can manipulate. So don't sit there and think, oh, well, the news said this and this.
Yeah,
When you
for
get in
real.
so, it's so negative. So just don't watch it.
And so basically, yes, technology can be used for good and for bad, for evil or for wonderful things. Like right now, you're watching a screen and hopefully we're enhancing
Yes,
your
we
life.
love it.
I trust that we are giving you value. But then that's what that's the balance we're going to teach. Those are the boundaries and the things you're going to get out of that retreat with these solutions and a blueprint on how to live life after the retreat. Hey, it's a new life for you to implement these principles and these
And
action items.
and I have a question for you, Lori. Lori,
Yes.
is it good to get away by yourself sometimes?
There you go. That's the next thing that I'm going to talk about. So let's say you don't have teenagers anymore. You're in a different season of your life. You don't even have children, but you're in our group and what keeps you awake at night. Hey, I don't have the confidence for me to go get on camera. Hey, I don't even know what I've been wanting to launch a business, but I don't know I don't have clarity in what product or service to offer. Oh my goodness, if that keeps you up at night, you need to come to our retreats too. The signature adventure retreats, right?
Or stress or anxiety? What are
Yep,
these things are you know that you're just like have so much on your feel like your shoulders are just like dragging you down. You feel like you don't even want to get up out of bed,
mhm.
you feel like you have no energy. Those could be some things that are triggers as well.
Very
And
good, very
it's
good.
okay to go on a retreat by yourself.
It is. And my experience, Tammy, as you know, my infamous two beautiful adventures last year when I had an amazing birthday celebration, I was like, I'm going to travel this year for my personal growth and development, for cultural enrichment, and also for me to see new places and grow in my business realm. So I went to the UK in a beautiful, amazing spot and learned from our Natalia Nutting. She's in our group about storytelling, about how to be a better speaker in front of the camera. And also, I went to Costa Rica with our Kim Flynn, that I hope to get in our group someday, teaching us how to. So I've invested money on how to provide, right, Tammy? How to
Yeah.
provide a great retreat experience. So I took that decision. I made that decision individually for my personal growth and for my adventure spirit that I have. And man, what an amazing experience to just check those two boxes. Personal development, business, and go to a beautiful destination. I mean, it's
And you got to come here.
three check boxes, and then also the opportunity I gave myself to go visit our amazing Tammy in her beautiful state farm. Oh my goodness. And Mr. Daryl. I mean, it was
And then
amazing.
and then our 1 day retreat we had. So it was mastermind. It was amazing. So
Yes. So these are opportunities we're creating for you. For you. So time goes by so fast when we're having fun. And this has been amazing to interview each other and tell our audience what we're about. So please share this information. Ask us more questions if there's something we left hanging. And thank you so much, Tammy, for interviewing me, for your insightful questions, and for the opportunity to share who
oh,
I
thank
am.
you. I think I shared probably more, but yeah, thank
Thanks.
you. So I appreciate it. And if you have questions, what because I've had a lot of people like your coaches. I didn't know that. You have courses, you don't, I didn't know that. But we have a lot to offer. So make sure you check out our website. Have questions, you can direct message us or ask questions below, and we will try to answer them.
And if you're ready, some of you who is ready to transform and to go through some life breakthroughs, you need to experience profound breakthroughs. New Year is coming pretty soon. So be ready to release mental and emotional blocks so that you can live the life you love by design. And we promise you to deliver experiences that will help you unlock your true potential, unlocking freedom in nature, restoring yourself and healing in nature so that you can live the life you so much want but are suppressing with purpose and intention so you can feel fulfilled.
Well, and I think these make great Christmas gifts. Whether
Yes.
it's for you yourself or you and your spouse or you and a friend. These are great adventures to come on to and just have a great time. And whenever we're learning and having fun, that's one of the best gifts.
We can't wait to host you. We can't wait to meet you, coach you, encourage you, and we can't wait to also learn from you and your experiences. So it was great to be here today and see you next time, right, Tammy?
Yes, thank you. And we have an amazing guest coming next week, Helena.
Yay.
So we will see you, and be sure to check out our website though. And to thank, and I want to say share, right, Lori?
Yes.
We love it when you share.
Sharing is
Thank you.
caring. Bye-bye.
Bye.